And good evening, everybody. This is Michael Filighera. I am with logicalsignals.com and tradershelpingtraders.com. And this is the Elliott wave update for the NASDAQ 100 for Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. The market continues to go right along according to plan with what I believe is going to be the end of minor wave 4 coming in during Globex yesterday. Actually, yeah, Globex yesterday came in at 1 o'clock in the morning, my time, Pacific Coast. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that since it does appear to be complete with the next minor 5 now in progress and dropping as it should. So let me just get this up there, and then I will go over what I believe we're continuing to do. First, I want to drop this down. Let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. I'm going to open that up a little bit so we can see it. So minor wave 4 completion. This was a bizarre little turn of events, but still a part of 1, 2. 1 of 3, 2 of 3. So we've got a 3 of 3 move going. And right, they had to go buy back up. It dropped quickly during the start of the Globex session, about 15 minutes ago. And it got down to 14,963. Now they've quickly ran it back up to 1,500 or 15,000. And now it should begin to drop again. Again, we should begin to see more of the acceleration lower versus the rallies up. So again, as long as rallies remain thin and shallow, I am looking for the NASDAQ to get down at least to 14,715, which is where minor wave 5 would be equal to 0.618 of minor 3. That's a very common completion point, but we've been finding very much more common here in the NASDAQ is that minor wave 5 will come in at 100% or equal in length to minor wave 3, and that comes in at 14,438. So basically, I'm looking for at least 14,715, but the zone actually is anywhere in between there. And if wave 5 extends, right now, wave 3 is the longest wave, so it could extend and it could get going. We have levels all the way down to 1.75, 1.705, I should say. And that would be that within this third wave, it really begins to extend. Now, as I said earlier, what I found interesting about the minor third is that it did appear that the fifth wave was the extended wave and not necessarily the third. It could be the case again. And if that is the case, then I'd be looking for it to come down into 14,267, 14,161, and possibly break below 14,000, which it hasn't done in quite some time. Again, these are the initial legs down of this larger correction, which in my opinion will take a couple of years at least to unfold before it completes. But here is the kicker. It is only a cycle wave 4 or as high as a super cycle 4th wave correction. That does pretend that it's going to unfold over several years. But what is us waiting on the other side of that will be at least a cycle wave or a super cycle wave 5 advance. And that would wipe out all of the decline that's to come and produce much higher highs than what we've seen. So, but first we need to get through this. So I really projected out on that one and I apologize. So for tomorrow, I'm going to continue to look for some acceleration to the downside. First support comes in at 14,715. That is a new low below what we saw at 14,823, a good additional 100 points. That fits the ticket quite cleanly, and it could complete the minor 5. Now, once that's over, that's then going to complete either an intermediate first wave or an intermediate degree A wave. So we're going to have to run them together for a little bit, for an extended period of time, because we're going to have to get through the next three-wave advance, which is going to be corrective, and it's either going to be intermediate wave 2 or intermediate wave B. And that would then, if we go one more level, then it's going to be forming a primary degree, either A or primary 1. So again, we're going to run them together until the market makes it abundantly clear what form the overall larger correction is going to take. But I don't think that's going to happen for a little while, which is why I'll continue to run them together. They're going to have the same impact in terms of what the move should look like, what shape they should take, and how far they should go. They're going to have all that still remains the same, whether I call it wave 1 or whether I call it wave A, whether I call it wave B or call it wave 2. They're both going to be the same, but I've got to run them in conjunction, and you'll see why once we start getting further into this correction. So for tomorrow, again, downside, there's the first one. In fact, that whole zone goes right into here. We'll pay very close attention to see if things are extending within this third wave, which I would suggest or believe that they will. And then we'll just start to count it all the way down until we have 14,438 as a possible completion point, or if it gets truly extended, then we have 267, 161, and 13,990, all the way down to 927. So we have a lot. And that, when this came down, it went all the way to that level. But in the third wave, I totally expected it. Now, if the fifth wave extends similarly to that third wave, then we're going to end up all the way down here. So it just depends on how heavy the selling is going to get and how anxious people are to move out of these positions. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Continue to trade what's in front of you. Continue to trade on your shorter term charts, some time frame charts, which is the 5, the 2, and the 1 minute chart. Lots of great trading. This was a fabulous little drop down, right into the bell, right into the close. It just was the gift that kept giving all the way down. And the rallies are really good trading as well. This was a gift that kept giving. I mean, these are $500 trades, and those are 1 lots. This was at least a $500 trade on a 1 lot. And if you could have held on right into the bell, you made some good money. So trading is available. This was a great rally. A little bit of a decline, tradable, another fantastic rally. That's 1 bar. That's a 5-minute bar. That was kick butt, and that happened at 11:30 Eastern. It's just like, get on board. And it just like piles the money into your P&L. I had to tell you. So we trade accordingly. We trade according to what the price action is. We trade according to how things are breaking with our moving averages. And these are the types of trades, if you're a swing trader, they're there. If you're a position trader, they're there. If you're a day trader or a scalper, they're there. Everybody gets to trade. Everybody has plenty to do. And that's my point. There's plenty of trading in both directions. And that, I would feel, is going to remain in place as we move through this initial down phase of this trend change from bullish to bearish. So as long as the volatility is there, it's going to produce these bigger moves in both directions. And that's the beauty of trading, because you get to make money no matter what happens. I'm leaving it right there. Next update will be on Wednesday, September 22nd.